guys, so today we are going to be doing a shrimp and egg stew, and I will be adding sausage to mine because that's what I do. So I will get the ingredients ready and I'll come back. So this is seasoned. I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator until I prepare my roux and everything else. So now I'm going to start to cut my sausage up. I have the hot smoked sausage by Hillshire Farm. And I also have the Eckrich smoked sausage. I'm really trying to stop eating meat, guys, but I just gotta have sausage in everything. Everything. Okay, so I guess is make my roux from scratch, which consists of flour and oil. I use the vegetable oil. I'll do about 1.5 cups of flour to 1.5 cups of oil, and you stir that around until you get like a kind of a not thick but kind of like gravy-like consistency. So let me show you guys what I have. I made some not too long ago, so I'm gonna use that. It's been in the refrigerator, so here it is. It's dark, kind of like a gravy. So once I put it in the pot, it'll kind of melt and get that gravy consistency that I kind of want for this. Okay, and this is how much I put so far. So I'm gonna let that kind of warm up. And then I will add my vegetables to the pot. Okay, I don't know if a lot of y'all watch these videos where they cook and it's their kitchen. But man, this should be irking me. So it's their kitchen, and as they're cooking, they're putting their like cooking utensils just straight on the counter. Nah, bro. Y'all got to do better. Got to do better. That's ignorant. That's more you gotta clean up. after you didn't clean the dishes, after you didn't feel like cleaning the dishes. So get a paper plate or some type of plate and lay your shit in there after you rinse it. Like that. Okay? So as my roux is heating up, I'm going to open this bag of seasoning blend. My mom actually put me onto this because I used to do it the old-fashioned way and cut the onions and bell peppers separately, one by one. I mean, I still do that sometimes. I don't feel like going to the store and that's all I have. But you can buy this. I got this one from Winco, but they also sell it at Walmart in the frozen section. And y'all clean up as y'all go too. That'll make life so much easier. Because when it's time to eat, it's time to eat. And when it's time to go to sleep, baby. Alright guys, look. This is the roux. It's breaking up perfectly like I want it to. So in about 5 minutes or so, I am going to add the vegetable blend. Always rinse your top off before opening your can opener. Or with anything, even a soda, always rinse your top off because you'll never know what those tops be prior to making it to your house. So just to be careful and safe. Just goddamn rinse everything. So I'm gonna add this into the pot. Cook down a little bit and I will be back, guys. Alright guys, so we're going to try a little something different today. We're going to try a can of the cream of mushroom soup. It can be used as a flavor booster, or if you feel like your gravy isn't thick enough, you can also use it for a thickener. I'm not going to put that. I'm going to only put half, so I'm not going to use the whole can. You let that cook down. Alright, so I'm gonna let that cook for about 10 to 15 minutes and I will be back. Alright guys, let me show you what I have so far. And that's the consistency I was going. So now I will add another one of this is a 14.5-ounce can of chicken broth. Huh? Okay, so I'm gonna add a cup of water. That's not a cup. And it's a red cup of water, not a cup of water. So you remember the shrimp at the beginning of the video? Now is the time you want to add that in there. So I'm going to get those from the refrigerator. And here you go, shrimp. And it was just, I put them in there just to let the flavor kind of set in. The flavor of the seasonings that I added kind of set in. I thought that was the music. It was. Girl, me too! Alright guys, I'm gonna add my shrimp. Okay, Christina, bitch. Yes. Alright, so let's go back in with the seasonings from the shrimp. I'm gonna go in with, again, a little cayenne pepper. And as I said earlier, season to taste. Or eyeball it, you know. That's how we was taught back home. I ain't see my grandma on my mama clothes, I know. Measurement cups and shit, but that shit was good though. And I added salt in the shrimp, so I'm not gonna add as much salt to the gravy because the shrimp should have brought that salt over to the gravy. Alright, so we're gonna let this cook for a little bit. I'm gonna add my sausage in there, so come back. Alright guys, so these are the two most important ingredients coming up. The sausage, which really you don't have to put that in there, but I just do. But the eggs, there's a method to putting the eggs into the pot while it's cooking, okay? Hold on. So you're gonna get your eggs. Take your egg, position it correctly. All right, excuse me. crack your egg, you're gonna open it into the pot, like so. And you just put as many eggs as you would like. I usually scatter mine just so they're not like sticking together while they cook. So that's 3. 7 eggs. Okay. At this point, I won't cover the pot and let it cook because it tends to rise and overflow the pot and come underneath. So I just let it cook open. If that makes sense. And this is what I'm gonna show you guys what my eggs look like in here. So this is what it looks like right now. So I'm gonna let that kind of harden. I'm gonna let my eggs harden before I stir, just so they can kind of cook as one egg and not like scattered pieces of eggs. Throw my eggshells away because this used to irk my ass. I used to have this person staying with me. Whenever they would cook eggs, they would leave the shells in here and put the shit back in the refrigerator. Bruh. Oh, no home training. And it had to go. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes. And then I will add my sausage in and let that cook without a lid for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then put my fire on simmer and then put a lid on. And just let it cook for about 30 extra minutes just to get that flavor and everything. So I will be back. Okay guys, for the last step we are going to make the rice. So I use the jasmine rice. So I usually get at Food Forest out here. I don't measure my rice, just so y'all know. I put enough for leftovers. Now it's time to wash your rice. And before you wash your rice, wash your hands. Make sure all the soap is off because I don't want soapy tasting rice when I'm going to wash my rice. And I normally use a rice pot, but I just don't feel like using a rice pot right now for this. So I'm going to do it on the stove. I usually wash my rice between 3 to 4 times. Or until like the water's kind of clear, I can actually see the rice. So now what I'm going to do is add the chicken broth to my rice. That actually gives it flavor. So I add that. And then I will add another one. I'm just going around the pot to get the rice that's on the sides. So after I do that, I normally like shake the pot to kind of level the rice out. And when you're doing rice in a pot on the stove, if you don't measure your rice to water ratio, what I do is I measure my water so to the first line in my finger. So once, when I put it in this way, when that water reaches the first line, that's when you know you had enough water or chicken broth that added to the rice so it can cook thoroughly. So now that I added a little over a can of chicken broth, I'm going to add water. As I said before, you're just adding it to that first line on your finger. So I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to stop when I first touch the rice. I'm going to add the water in until it reaches that first mark on the finger. So the first line marks about an inch. So it's not quite there yet. So I'm going to add a little bit more. And there we go. So it has reached the inch mark on my finger. And at this point I would add salt, but my stew is already salty enough so the rice would make it too salty. So I'm not going to add any salt to it. I'm going to put it on the stove. To about between medium and high temperature, just so it can cook. And then once you see the water kind of go down in the rice, that's when I add my covering so that that water can cook it down better, make it softer and edible, you know. Cause who wants hard rice? You don't want no hard rice. Let that cook, guys, for about 20 to 25, between 20 and 30 minutes. And then I will be back to show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, so the water has gone out of the rice somewhat. It's still cooking though, so I'm going to cover it now and let it cook a little longer on a low fire for about 15 minutes. Alrighty? Alright guys, so now I'm going to plate the food. So I'm going to start from the side of the pot because I don't like digging all in my rice like that. And normally you can make a potato salad with this, but I didn't have no raisins. Just kidding, I don't put raisins in my potato salad. I just didn't feel like making one. Pour it over the rice like that. Get some juice, some gravy. And here you have it, the finished product, shrimp and egg stew with sausage. Alright guys, so if you like this video, go comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell for whenever I make new videos of other things that I may be cooking or anything else that I may want to share with you guys. That's it. Let me know if you like this video in the comments below, and I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you and good night.